Hi guys, it's Dr. here from DrESkateboard. I just wanted to show you some of this stuff that I've been working on. Let me grab my competitions wheels real quick here. To really explain in detail how far I've come here. I know a lot of you guys are probably sleeping over there in America. Watch this tomorrow. So my last wheels. Oh, these aren't my last wheels. It was this. It was very complete. It's 130 millimeter. It is made out of 95A TPU. And I don't know if you can tell, but there's a good amount of flex. I mean, it's hard to tell unless you're actually riding. But basically, this treads will flex all the way flat, which gives it additional like suspension on top of just the material itself. So it's a 95A. It's a pretty hard material. And you got 75A cloud wheel. All right, it's a very soft polyurethane material. Now this doesn't have additional suspension action, so you're limited by the flex of the material. Now that's where the 3D printed wheels come in. By changing the infill mount, I've got it down to a science where there's an additional flex inside the wheel thanks to the infill. All right. Now I've got this working pretty good, very good grip in rain, snow, as you guys seen in dirt. Outperforms urethane in every way right now, and so far they have not like, you know, they've lasted. They're lasting pretty good because it's a harder material. It doesn't wear out as much as this. Also later on, you can just swap out the wheel. You don't have to buy a whole wheel. You can swap out just the tire when your tire goes away. Now the way this is printed, it's on an FTM printer. So you're printing this way. So the wheel rolls this way. So there's no like worry of the wheel's gonna fall apart. You know, that's why we have these really high density infills on the outside, right? And the inside is the secret sauce, which I'm not going to tell people about yet. I've really just made these wheels. They are so much lighter, all right, than cloud wheels because it's not full of plastic. What that means is that you get way more torque even with larger diameter. Okay. These are 62 millimeters wide, both wide. But since it is a larger 130 millimeter wheel instead of 120, you also get higher top speed. So I decided, my latest design, this is a prototype by the way, I decided to make them longer. Now because the way these wheels work, really the three main treads are really where it grabs traction. Like for example, cloud wheels also, you're really just using the center when you first ride it. As you ride it, it's gonna wear down. You're gonna be able to use most of the tread. Now with these wheels, it's gonna be up here. The side treads are not so much, right? In order to really maximize that, I decided to make it even wider, from 62 millimeters to 70. And they're performing great, but this is just a prototype. The treads are all wrong. So my latest design, I'll show you here. I'm working on it. I've been working on this like all day, every day. Here we go. So this is my latest design. So much larger treads. All right, and yeah, gonna print this out. Now, the reason why there's these chamfers, is because the way it's printed, it's unless you use supports, it's going to be hard to print those things. So that's why there's some angles there, but it's not going to affect the performance so much. With these larger wheels, I mean they are giant. Look at the difference. So way more grip, very durable. The most important thing, very durable. And I'm printing the cores out of ABS, and these things are super light, but they're very, very durable. Here's one I've been riding on, a prototype for maybe almost like 50 miles. No sign of wear or whatsoever. Riding on my own board with 6368 motors. So I also ordered the latest onboard. This is the Zeus Pro. They haven't shipped it for a month. So when I get that, I'm gonna be able to really go faster and test out. But yeah, so far it's been very, very satisfactory with these wheels. I just want to get some extra grip, so I made it a little bit wider. Also, with these hubs, you're gonna be able to, like, let's say this is gonna be hub for this particular size. Now let's say I want to trade out for Max's new wider diameter wheels. Then you just swap out just this part. It's almost like a Legos. You can interchange. You can later on you're gonna be able to have many different sizes wheels. 130. Okay, I want to go 120, 110. Easy to swap. Well, not so easy. There's so many screws. This thing's it's too over engineered. It's got M5 nylon nuts, M5 screws. So it's like this. It's just never gonna fall apart. Yeah, I just want to just keep you guys updated. But I've decided I was gonna sell as digital files. Maybe eventually I'll have as digital files, but just for right now, it takes a ton of time to get everything right. If you get one parameter wrong, like the wrong width, you get a completely different wheel. It's too slippery. I don't want people to get the wrong experience. So I decided I'm just gonna start printing and selling. I don't have the capacity to sell these right now, mass produce these. So I'm just gonna print a few and start selling them that way until I got more printers. I'm building more printers until I can fully really get out there. So yeah, I'm just gonna start selling these. But it does take quite a time. It takes about 24 hours on like a Prusa printer to print this on a stock Prusa. That means it's gonna take 4 days to print a set. So it's definitely not cheap. It's not cheaper than traditional manufacturing. It's probably cost more to produce this than this. The biggest question is, regardless of 3D printing, I can tell you that this thing is lighter, performs better, and is very, very comfy. Like, it gets rid of all the vibrations. So I'm really excited. I'm gonna try to offer at the lowest possible price that I can offer. At the same time, I want to make some profits because I've spent maybe at least 50 grand trying to develop these wheels on various things such as software, electricity. Electricity is getting super expensive here. Filaments. You know, I got walls of prototypes that I've printed out. There's a wall. Here's my failed. I've actually used this side of the window gets too much sun, so I'm using it as an insulator. Actually working really well. Those are all my prototypes. But yeah, I've thrown everything at, my whole life at this. This is my coolest creation, and I don't know. I just started with an idea, but now it's just really, really love these wheels. They are so soft. Like, you just go over, compare with any kind of rubber, urethane. They are almost like air tires. I'm gonna be honest. It's not gonna be exactly like air tires, but it's gonna be an experience between cloud wheels and air tires, but a lot closer to air tires. The feeling, but without punctures. I've been going over all these weird things, and you never have to worry about puncture. Um, they just the TPU material is indestructible. Also, for those of you worrying about, oh my God, the wheel's gonna melt away. No, this is a lot. The melting temperature of TPU is a lot higher than both rubber and urethane. It's like 80 degrees Celsius or something. These are printed at 240 degrees Celsius. Let me see. Let me just do the math for those of you in America. 24C2F. So these are printed at 464 degrees Fahrenheit. And melting point for TPU, typical TPU, is 176 Fahrenheit. Unless you were on Mars. Let's see, Mars temperature Celsius. Mars goes from negative 65 to. Wait. What's the temperature on Mars? It's negative. Well, highest is actually negative 70 to 21 degrees Celsius. So this material would actually be fine for Mars. Mars doesn't get get hot. Get hot. Even if you were in Indonesia, where I went, it's middle of the Earth. Constant temperature, what, 35 degrees Celsius. Even if you heat it up, I mean, it would be literally impossible to melt these wheels while riding, scientifically. So yeah, I'm pretty confident about it. These wheels are really cool. Yeah. Anyway, I'm almost down to. I want to really test out these wider width for these 130. I will totally want to go with the larger width. Is this the larger width? Yeah, but I'm gonna print out some more. I'm also printing these out, tuning the printer. It's, it just takes, I was gonna have people download them and print them out, but I was thinking about all these problems you guys are gonna have, what I went through. It's just a big headache. So eventually I'll do that, but for right now, I want people to try, maybe just a few people to try my wheels and see how it is, and I think these are awesome, especially for commuting. It just makes so comfy. It's like you got treads and you got suspension. With these, you don't really have treads. You're just relying all on the material itself. With these, you got claws, you got treads, and you got suspension. It gives you suspension on your electric skateboards without needing actual real suspension. Like air tires, they behave exactly like air tires. You could see if you press down on it, it will flatten out, and basically that pressure is always on there when you're riding, and these middle treads are always on pressure, just like air tires. So I've recreated artificial air pressure without actual air inside, which is great. Also, the air goes through really well, so the wheels do heat up, but the air goes through and it cools it down. That's another feature of it. Also, these will float on water, and they're maybe half the weight. Actually, where's my? I don't know where my scale is. Anyway, I just want to show you the latest prototype. I'm gonna have them on sale eventually soon, as soon as I'm done prototyping this one. So watch out for that. Really love these wheels. I've been riding these every single day, printing them out. Hundreds of wheels, hundreds of different sizes, blah blah blah. Have a great day. I gotta go fix my 3D printer. Bye.